Welcome to the Special Education Inner Circle. I'm your host, Katherine Witcher, and today I'm going to share with you an interview that I did with WTMJ Milwaukee. They reached out to me and wanted to know all about the Master IEP Coach mentorship and network and how we're impacting special education, especially during this virus crisis. If you have any question on how you can become a Master IEP Coach, visit masteriepcoach.com.
Well, schools have been working to improve special education programs for years. And now, with the COVID-19 disruption, kids in these programs are facing a new challenge. On this week's Small Business Showcase, Pat Miller, the Idea Coach, talks with Catherine Wichter of Master IEP Coach to better understand what's happening and how she launched a business to help.
What is the situation with special education right now in the schools, and where is it going?
So special education right now in the schools is in a complete crisis. In fact, I've been talking about this remote learning or distant learning situation in the terms of crisis schooling for special education, because we truly are just looking to stabilize our students who have special education needs and help them understand what's happening, stabilize where they're at, and then we can start working towards progress or next steps or moving forward. But right now, the limit of access that students with special needs have to services is devastating.
So you see the problem and you turn it into a business. How did that happen?
Well, my history in special education starts with my brother who has Down syndrome. So I grew up in the special education community, and I decided that I was going to become a teacher and I was going to change the world from the inside of my classroom. And that lasted a few years, but I found myself teaching by day and then coaching parents and teachers by night on how to build IEPs, and those are individual education plans, to help students succeed in the real world, beyond just a document that's on paper, but what do we really do to create a program that works? And I ended up leaving the classroom, and for the past 20 years, I've been working full-time, helping parents and teachers and admins and therapists work together on this IEP document to build it to really help a child become successful in their future.
And the IEP is the tool to make sure that the kids are treated the same way from classroom to classroom and they have access to the things that they need to accomplish their learning goals, right?
Absolutely. So the IEP, the Individualized Education Plan, is based under federal law. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I don't practice law, but I definitely show people where to look. And there's this great part that is a foundation of special education called the Purpose of Findings in IDEA law. And that is where it talks about what an IEP does. And that's to meet a child's unique needs and to prepare them for further education, employment, and independent living. So we actually get to move above and beyond what maybe a standard curriculum would provide and look at what a child's individualized needs are and start to design their program so they can be as independent as possible in the future.
So as the person between the schools and the parents, how do the parents and the schools start working with you to get that help? How does the business work?
So I developed a program called the Master IEP Coach Mentorship. After doing what I've been doing for the last 20 years and really working on these IEP documents and traveling and speaking and consulting in the trenches with teachers, I had many people ask me, teach me to do what you do. And I said no for a very long time. But with the way that our world is going, it was time to develop a program. So the Master IEP Coach Mentorship is where I train all of the parents, teachers, and therapists to become Master IEP Coaches. And that's how people find us. So there's a directory at myiepcoach.com that has nationwide Master IEP Coaches that truly bring creative solutions and opportunities to the IEP table and the IEP team to prepare a child for the future. So we have schools that call us, we have parents that call us, community organizations that call us, because we have a reputation of being the solution finders. Rather than bringing more attention to special education, we want to bring those ideas that bring the team together.
So IEPs help students consistently get help for what they need. But with the COVID-19 disruption and schools getting closed down, how is that affecting kids that are on IEP plans to get the help that they need?
So it's extremely limited access during this shutdown. And, uh, you know, I'm not one to kind of sugarcoat what's happening in special education. And for the most part, special education services are shut down. There's some version of teachers checking in with families or showing up to a Zoom call or trying to do a teletherapy speech session. But for the most part, the IEP document was created to be implemented on a school campus with a full IEP team. And that is impossible to do in this situation. So that's where the fear is happening right now in special education, is that nobody's getting services even close to what's in their IEP document. So the big question is, what's going to happen over the summer and into the fall when it comes to those services, and what's been missed and what needs to happen next?
As someone that saw a need and turned it into a business, if someone's listening and thinking about starting their own business, or they have started their own business, do you have any advice or anything that you've learned that you wished you would have known when you started out?
I wish that I would have realized the impact that a small business truly can make in a community, whether it's a local community or it's nationwide. I think if I could look back 10 years ago, I would have told myself just to go for it and start to work on the bigger picture sooner. So I went from just being me, helping parents and teachers work together to build IEPs, to building what as far as I know, we are the largest organization nationwide that is bringing together parents, teachers, admins, and therapists to create IEP documents that work for the real world. We're truly collaborative, and that's having a ripple effect to thousands of families every month.
Important work for kids that's happening and being spearheaded right here in Milwaukee. Catherine Witcher, Master IEP Coach, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me here.